Welcome to System Back to Psychology, and we're gonna talk about people who like to procrastinate everything. They sometimes we call them undecisive, but I think also it's wrong because there is some decisions that you have to take your time. You can't just decide decide right away. For example, if you run in a company and you're about to spend some budget, $100 million, or sometimes big companies like Apple, Microsoft, if you're running, if you're one of the top managers, you president of the company, sometimes you make big decisions. You need to hire 100 people or 1,000 people, and you have to take your time. So I think it's wrong when we call person undecisive because which uh, in what situation undecisive. Now, if it goes to McDonald's and he cannot pick what he wants, or he goes to the store and he cannot pick what kind of shirt he wants, black or blue, then it's different. Then he has to work on that. But it's good if he cannot decide right away when it's a big decision. When he's running the country and he's going to have to impact on global economy and big decisions, you need to be. But once you decide it, then you need just to go ahead. Now, where it all starts from, why person undecisive and why people procrastinating to make decision, and who are these people. Now, most of the time when it comes to small decisions, it's anal vector people, because you remember me, if you check my video system vector psychology, you probably seen I was talking about anal vector, that from childhood a child wants to do everything perfect. That's their psychology, that's their psyche. They have to do everything perfect, and they very detail oriented people. Why is that? You can check my videos because I already talked about that. I have to, in 2 words, one of the main roles in the tribe for these people was learning and passing knowledge further. How you gonna pass knowledge further? How you gonna teach if you not perfectionist, if you're not trying to really learn the detail? Now they need to analyze, they have to, their brain works like, they're great in analytics, and they're always kind of analyzing stuff, and that's why it makes them hard to make decision. But let's dig even deeper, where it starts from, why sometimes they really procrastinate things. Decision, if you need to make small decision, my advice to you starts, you come to the store, you see two things, one black, one blue. You cannot pick, you cannot make your choice. Just start for some time, pick, let's say, number, like lottery, number one or two. Let's stick with number one, for example. You want to be first. You have two choices, pick one and go ahead and act. Pick the black one and just go ahead and purchase it. You have two choices in McDonald's, number 6 or 7. Pick one, 6, and go ahead. But again, let's let's talk about where it starts from, why they cannot make these decisions, why person he procrastinate on big things. He's dating with the girl and he wants to get married, but he's waiting, procrastinating years, 2 years, 3 years, versus normal vector. He can act right away. In 2 weeks he can already get married. Unaffected child, it starts everything from childhood. All this undecisiveness. He has to do everything perfect. He pays attention to details. And the third aspect of his personality, that's his most important one. When he goes to restroom, you remember anovector, that's his erogenous zone. When a child goes to restroom, he needs to take his time there. When he has stomach ache or something, but he always takes his time, and you have to give him time in the restroom. Versus normal, 2 minutes and he's done. And I'm talking about when your stomach is full. That's what I'm talking about when you go to restroom. Now, unaffected child feels that it gives them some kind of, I'm not gonna say pleasure, but he actually likes that act of defecation, because it's a erogenous zone and it stimulates, and for some reason he feels that kind of enjoying it when it goes a little bit. I mean, I'm not gonna make too much deal of it. That's why he starts procrastinating. He procrastinates to go to restroom. He waits, and then eventually gets constipations. You take him to the doctor, but it all starts from the childhood. Why? We're gonna discuss it deeper details in another video, because probably not every person really interested to hear all the details. It's a lot of medical terms and further, but you have to just understand that what kind of personality is this and how to get rid of it. Anything that you want to get rid of, first you need to understand where it's coming from. Once you understand the problem, and then it's gonna first step to get rid of it. Then we'll work on the second step. But first you need to understand, because your brain right now, once it understands, it also starts work on if you give him task to get rid of it, sometimes it's going to be much easier. But first step to understand and recognize the personality, the psyche of each vector, and why they procrastinate and where it's all starts from. And again, if you have problem to decide on small things, just go ahead, pick the number every time, get used to. On the small things, you have to act right away. You can't take your time and weeks and days and further. Big things, yes, it's good to take the time. It's good when it's anal vector has to make the decision, because they usually take that time to make the decision. So that's good in this case scenario, when they run in company or making big decisions. All right, so see you guys next video. Take care.